Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back here with part two of this series of videos to celebrate Jamaica's Independence Day and to come up with some ideas which I hope will benefit Jamaica. I hope people out there from Jamaica will take heed of these ideas and put them into practice, and hopefully they'll benefit them. As ever, if you have any ideas of your own, any better ideas or any ideas just generally, please post them in the comment section. Please don't hold back your feedback. I hope people out there enjoy this, especially those in or from Jamaica, those living in Jamaica or from a Jamaican background, and stroke or those with an interest in Jamaica or the Caribbean generally and that kind of thing. This is a day late because I only read about it last night on YouTube. I saw it somewhere on a Jamaican news channel or something. So I didn't find out till late on, so that's why it's a day later than planned. Although I made part one on the sort of night of Jamaica's Independence Day. Although technically you could say it was the next day. Anyway, I'm going to try and crack on with my list of some of my ideas. And as a side note, it's also one of my brother's birthday today. So yeah, hopefully he'll enjoy his birthday. But anyhow, yeah, I don't think he wants to do that much. So we're not doing that much together. But here goes. So number 11, I would love to celebrate and hear about and listen to and read stories about and from Jamaican investors, inventors, ideas people, entrepreneurs and whatnot to help raise their profile. So if you know of any, please post them in the comment section, and also share links. It could be like the YouTube channels, it could be their websites or whatever else, whatever other information where people can buy their products from and support their businesses, especially for Jamaican Independence Day, although I know I say it's a day late. Number 12, on the subject of YouTube, I'd love to support Jamaicans on social media as well, support their YouTube channels. Again, if you know of any, post me a link, or if you are Jamaican and you watch this, please post in the link as well. And I'm trying to remember my train of thought, sorry. It'd be great if Jamaicans mentored each other and learned from each other and taught each other what they know and just support each other generally and talk about how they can benefit their nation as much as possible, and maybe how the Caribbean and Latin America, perhaps even the Americas generally could work together and network, and how Jamaicans could be part of those networks. And yeah, trade with each other and help. Hopefully, it will benefit Jamaican entrepreneurs as well as, I say, YouTubers, social media influencers, content creators, and whatnot. Number 13. I would also love to read from like Jamaicans about any negative things about Jamaica which they would love to change, perhaps maybe like crime rates or violence or just things that you think are negative, like some of the rules or laws that the government has. If you feel confident enough to share, I hope people will be confident enough to share whatever you want to in the comment section. I always welcome that. But obviously in some countries, for instance, you might have censorship or whatever. I don't know if Jamaica has that or not, to be honest, but I hope people will share what they can anyway, in terms of information and whatnot. Number 14, I'd love for Jamaicans to solve problems together, and again, maybe they could elicit, that's the right word, enlist, basically, put it simply, those from the diaspora to help solve problems, and people of colour could work together to solve problems, perhaps. And people from colonised countries, former colonies and whatnot, could work together, including, I suppose, Jamaica, and that kind of thing. Number 15, I would love to, as I say, read comments from Jamaicans about like what your aspirations are, aims are, ambitions, and that kind of thing, and what you think Jamaica could achieve if they work together. I'm sure they could achieve a lot. It'd be interesting to see what the government aims are, if there are any, like to develop the economy further and things like that. Again, I hope that supporting Jamaican businesses, YouTubers, content creators, influencers, and whatnot will benefit Jamaica as much as possible. If I would have heard about it being Jamaica's Independence Day earlier, I would have made the videos earlier, so that if I was more organised or I found out about key days or dates in history, I would love to make the videos earlier so that they can be like in preparation. Although, having said that, I'm contradicting myself, because for India's Independence Day, I'm hoping to make it on the day, perhaps make those videos on the day similar to these ones, but for India's benefit, hopefully trying to think of new ideas as well. Number 16, as ever, I'd love to hear from people like what are the best ways to benefit Jamaica and its economy, like supporting entrepreneurs, or how they could unite together, how they could agree to disagree on areas, how the government could have social enterprise institutes or initiatives or buildings where people could meet up and put their differences aside and like train young people so they don't get involved in crime or gangs, criminality or stuff like that, but instead get involved in enterprise or volunteering or look at how they can benefit their economy. And again, people of colour maybe around the world, or especially from those who are from Jamaica and have moved overseas, like to UK or elsewhere, how they could help the economy and stuff like that. Again, sharing ideas, I think, hopefully go a long way. Number 17, it would be great to see what creative things Jamaicans have contributed to their own nation, but also to the world, and what they've developed, and their creatives, again, entrepreneurs, ideas people, inventors, investors, scientists, and all sorts of people like that. And yeah, what creative industries Jamaica has produced, and how they could produce more, like movies, and obviously they produce a lot of music and that kind of thing, and they have a lot of fast runners, but maybe like how they could develop their sports teams and things like that, and get more promotions and promote each other's work and support each other and collaborate as much as possible. Number 18, I'd also love to hear from people saying what things they think are positive about Jamaica, like whether that's the weather or how they're easygoing sometimes, or whatever it might be. I've got to admit, I don't know a huge amount about Jamaica, I've got to admit, but I think people of colour should support each other. And I like to support countries that had to fight for their independence and that were wronged in some way. As an anti-imperialist, I see it that way. And I suppose people might call me a social justice supporter, because I'm not much of a warrior. So I'm not a social justice warrior, I'm a social justice supporter, I suppose you could say. But yeah, I think if people have been wronged, it's good to help them out. Just as I would like people to help me out if I was wronged or struggling or whatever. Number 19, I would also love to support Jamaicans in software development. I think it'd be interesting if there was like a network for black people or people of colour generally in software development, as well as tech generally. And number 20, on that note, also in STEM. And I hope that Jamaicans would also help people from Africa in STEM, and they'll network together. Maybe they could be like a global black diaspora supporting each other in STEM, including Indigenous Australasians, Aboriginals, Torres and Straits Islanders and Maoris, as well as Indigenous Africans, and people from all over the Caribbean as well, and all around the world, like supporting each other, like British people or African Americans, or both actually, and like people from across Europe and around the world, even in Asia, especially those who have got skills in STEM, science, engineering, and tech. Sorry, science, tech, engineering, and maths. Maybe like they could look at what they could learn from each other, and what they could support each other, how they could teach each other, how we could fundraise to provide things like assistive technology or things like that, especially for those with disabilities, and just generally empower people, and how they can empower each other, how people from the diaspora, the black diaspora, can support each other, and again, maybe people of colour generally. I think we have a lot in common. I hope that Indians will celebrate Jamaica's Independence Day and vice versa, perhaps, on like all different countries that had to fight for their independence. People of colour like supporting each other's Independence Day. I think that would be pretty cool. Asian and African nations as well. Anyway, I'm going to stop laughing. I hope you enjoyed this video, as I say, and I'm out. Peace and love.